guys, the Black Critic Guy here with the first top 10 list for top 10 month. I was supposed to release one yesterday, but due to copyright reasons, I couldn't show that video. But that was on my top 10 most beautiful animes list. I wasn't able to show you guys it, and I apologize profusely. I will try to find a way to upload that video somewhere, somehow. But for the first top 10 list on my channel, Black Critic Guy, I present my top 10 animes that need another season. This is a list of animes that I personally feel need another season in order to fill in the blanks left by open-ended or ambiguous endings, unresolved storylines or plot lines, and unanswered questions, which a lot of animes have. But also because I would like to see the characters get into more journeys, more adventures, more situations. I would like to see them do more, so seeing them in another season wouldn't be so bad. I mean, come on, how many of us have seen an anime with a completed story, yet still we want to see the characters interact with each other more and get into more misadventures? I know that I'm guilty of that. And this top 10 list was a request by two of my subscribers, Jada Jamendez and Sean Egon. I believe that's how you pronounce their names. So thank you for this list, and now we're gonna get into it. Now, before we get into the main list, I do have a couple honorable mentions because, again, I've seen a lot of animes that I would like to see more from the characters and more stories involving them, but I had to dwindle it down to 10. I picked the top 10 that I feel like I want to see more from that series. But here are the honorable mentions. We got Bakano, Baka and Tess, Black Lagoon, Fruits Basket, Setokai Yakuin Domo, High School of the Dead, and finally Usiki Drop. And now, with all those out of the way, let's get to the list. Coming back from the dead to be in my number 10 spot is This a Zombie? Now, Is This a Zombie is slowly becoming one of my all-time favorite anime series. I had such a blast watching the first and second season, especially the second season. Laughed my ass off. I loved the different situations that they would get into. But the reason that I really want another season from this anime is not only so I could see Ayamu and the gang get into more misadventures and more situations that would be hilarious and see them bond more, but also the second season left off on an open-ended note to where they're trying to find this magical girl whose powers were sealed away, but now she finally kind of got her powers back and she's running rampant, and they gotta go find her. Also, it would be nice to see them going back to the same formula as the first season, to where they had a good balance between the drama and the comedy and had a bit of action. The second season focused more on the comedy, which I enjoyed, but a good balance would be really nice, and it would be nice to see more epic battles in the show because first season had some good ones. I felt like the second season could have had that, but they kind of slacked. A third season could bring it all together, meshing the three perfectly. That's why I want another season from Is This a Zombie? Raising up Anarchy to be at the number 9 spot is Panty Stocking with Garter Belt. I had such a blast watching this anime. It's just insanity to the max. I love the characters, I love the animation, I love the action scenes, I love the music. I really just enjoyed watching Panty Stocking. I went on this ride and I never wanted to get off. And the reason that I really want a second season for Panty Stocking, not only so I could see the characters get into more misadventures, but similar to Is This a Zombie, Panty Stocking the first season does end on an open note to where a character betrays another character, and now they need to go on another journey in order to find this traitor and kind of deal with this character. And I would like to see what's gonna happen, you know, is there gonna be an epic clash? Are they gonna pull a 180 and say she was pretending the whole time? What's gonna happen? It's so interesting to see what could happen now, and there's so many possibilities. And I think that's the biggest reason why I want to see a second season. The possibilities are just endless. Slicing his way into the number 8 spot is Afro Samurai. Yet another anime that I just fully enjoyed and had a blast watching. I love the over-the-top action scene. Samuel L. Jackson kills it as Afro Samurai and Ninja Ninja respectively, and I would just love to see Afro face a new foe that he cannot beat, or get into more misadventures and face new challenges. That would be so epic to see. And not only that, but the movie Afro Samurai Resurrection also leaves on an open note to where a character returns that we thought was dead, but apparently is alive. And I want to see where that story is going. Will we have another duel between these two characters? The possibilities, once again, are endless, and I would like to see a conclusion to this story, a story about revenge and how it's never ending. Again, going back to the movie, there is another character that Afro talks to. He's like, whenever you're ready, he hands him the number 2 headband. I would like to see that kid grow up and actually fight Afro. That would be really interesting. The possibility of what Afro would have to face as a much older man who's much wiser and has to face old foes and new foes. Dude, sign me up. Switching minds in the number 7 spot is Kokoro Connect. Now this one I was a little iffy about putting on the list because I really liked how the story ended. There was resolution in the story, but they also left a lot of unanswered questions. The biggest one being, who the hell is Heartseed? Or what the hell is Heartseed? I would kind of like a little explanation about who he is, although I did say I liked that he was very mysterious, but I would like to know more about who he was, why he came to Earth, and why did he choose these 5 people to experiment on. And I would like to see the characters get into more misadventures, and instead of just switching minds with each other, maybe they could switch minds with other friends or switch minds with their parents to get a new outlook and a new perspective, which is what the show is all about. Seeing life through somebody else's eyes and getting a different perspective. That's what made Kokoro Connect so great, is that the characters actually got to understand each other on such a deep level. And I think they could really do very well with the second season to where they connect with other characters. Not only that, I would really like to see Inaba and Taichi go on a date for once, you know, kind of see them bonding, and I think it would be really cute to see that. Blowing up its way into the number 6 spot is Batum. Now you all know my feelings towards the ending of Batum, and if you don't, I'll put the review right here so you can go see it for yourself. But to sum it all up, it pissed me off. No resolution to the story or any of the characters, ending on an open note that was more of a spit in the face than it was an actual conclusion, forcing you to have to go read the manga to figure out how it all wraps up, which is shameful. Just shameful. That's the main reason I want a second season to Batum. I want resolution in the story. I want resolution to the characters. And honestly, I really like this anime. I thought it had a lot of potential. It had a really compelling story, interesting characters, and overall great animation. It was really good. And it would have been even better if it had ended on a much better note instead of that spin in the face, kick to the nuts that we got in the anime. That's really the main reason why I need a second season. I want resolution. Fighting for the right to get sustenance is my number 5 choice, Bento! Bento, as I mentioned in my live chat and in my review for the anime, was a huge surprise to me. I did not expect an anime that is named Bento to be an action anime where kids literally fought for the right to obtain a bento. The concept alone is outrageous, but a lot of fun. And the reason I would like to see a second season from this anime, one, I would like to see more fights, more epic fights, and hear that fucking song play as they're about to duel, see the ice witch get into more fights. It'd be so exciting. And luckily, Bento did leave on an open note to where the story could continue for a second season, which, please make that happen. But one of the main reasons as to why I want another season of Bento is so that I could finally get that redemption fight that I was promised in season 1. Because something happened in episode 10 of season 1 to where a character got their ass handed to them, and I thought, okay, in the last episode we're gonna have the redemption fight, they're gonna come in, guns a-blazing, gonna kick a lot of ass and finally defeat their foe. But instead we get this other story that is not as interesting or as compelling and was kind of anticlimactic. I want that redemption fight. Bring it in season 2, damn it. And being a fan of romance, I can't help it, that's just who I am. I would just love to see more development with Saito and Yarisui, aka the Ice Witches, relationship. I mean, they kind of end off to where he was there for her at the end, which I really liked. That was a very touching moment. But I would like to see them bond a little bit more, you know, hang out outside of a school setting and outside of a Bento brawl setting. It'd be really nice to see their relationship grow. Introducing us to the accelerated world is my number 4 choice, EXO World. I want a second season to this anime for many reasons, a few of which include the fact that I want to know more about the game Brain Burst. Who created it? Why was it created? What is its purpose? I would like to see all the different kings that we didn't get to see in this 24 episode long anime, which honestly they easily could have shown another like king or so. And I just want to see more of the world. I want to see the characters get more involved in this world. I want to see more adventures with the characters. I want to see the main relationship bloom. I just want more from this anime. It has so much potential. The story is there. It's interesting. We just need to expand it a little more. That's why I want to see a second season to EXO World. Once again, rising from the dead to be my very own Shikabane Hime, and also my number 3 pick is Corpse Princess. Yet another anime that had an ending that was more of a spit to the face than an actual conclusion. Being that the ending wasn't even the ending to the anime, it was like this other story following this other irrelevant character, and our main characters are like pushed to the sidelines, which really sucked. I mean, seriously, really? Couldn't we just complete the story? We just needed to finish that one last fight. After that, you know what? It wouldn't have mattered. But the fact that they didn't complete that story really bothered me. And honestly, I want to see what the characters will get into in a second season. You know, there was a big reveal in season 1 that kind of explained the purpose of Shikabane Himes and what happens when they reach their quota. And I would like to know what's going to happen next. Are they still going to follow the rules? Are they going to go on their own accord? What's going to happen? It's a new world, basically. And also, I would like to see our main character become more involved with this Shikabane Hime. So there's a lot of potential, just like the rest of the animes I mentioned, for a second season. The story is there, and I would like to see it really fulfilled. And honestly, end that goddamn fight already, man. I want to know who won. Killing me with invisible love, or should I say invisible arms, is my number 2 choice, Elfen Lied. I really miss saying Elfen Lied, but it's Lied, so I gotta call it that. Elfen Lied is without a doubt one of my all-time favorite animes. I love the animation. I love the story. I love the musical score. I love the opening theme. I love the characters. I really love the relationship between Lucy, aka New, and Kota. It was really strong, and their backstory is one of the saddest things I've ever seen in anime. Period. But the ending to the anime, although not bad whatsoever, in fact, I really loved it, and I loved the resolution to Lucy and Kota's story, it just left more to the imagination, leaving more questions than there are answers. Like at the end of the anime, they hit us with this huge reveal that this character, who we thought was human the whole time, is actually not human, and they have a plan of something. We don't know what the plan is or what's gonna happen next. And that just got us curious, like what is the plan? What is that character gonna do? You want to know. And at the end of the anime, you see this shadow next to Kota's house and you're wondering, is that Lucy or is that like a new character? Who is that? Because the fate of Lucy is just thrown in the air. We don't know what happens to her by the end of the anime. And it would be nice to have these questions answered and to see what's gonna happen next. There is a lot of potential in the story of Elfen Lied that they could really expand on the mythos of these creatures that Lucy is, you know, like what are their purpose? What are they gonna do? What's the next step? I would like to know more. And honestly, I would like to see these characters get into more situations, go on more journeys, and build stronger relationships. And now we get to my number 1 choice. And what anime could that be? What anime beat out all those other animes to be the one anime that I really, really need another season to? Well, that anime is Spice and Wolf. Now you might be thinking to yourself, what? Spice and Wolf? All those other animes had much more interesting stories and had more potential for another season to really expand on this world. But the main reason that I really want to see another season to Spice and Wolf is I just want to see a conclusion to this story. I want to see Kraft Lawrence and Holo the Wise Wolf reach the north and finally kind of like either stay a couple or split away. I want to see a conclusion to this story. And the way that they ended it in season 2 was a spit in the face, making them walk away into a fog? What? Talk about anticlimactic, leaving the fate of these characters up in the air. You don't know what's gonna happen to them, unless of course you read the light novels, which I don't plan to in the near future. I'm all about the anime. I really like the anime. I wanna see the anime. I wanna see how it ends. And the fact that it ended like that, I'm just like, oh, please make another season. I don't know why they haven't made another season. I mean, it was successful. It was successful enough to get a second season. Why not make a third? Come on, we're all waiting for it. And honestly, although it is a very simplistic story, it just had such a profound impact on me, and I was so attached to Kraft Lawrence and Holo's relationship that I wanted to see it come full circle. And that's the main reason as to why I chose Spice and Wolf as the #1 anime that I need another season 2. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my list of the top 10 animes that need another season. And I would like to know, what did you guys think about this list? Did you really like it? Did you really hate it? Did you agree with my choices? Did you disagree? And let me know, what is an anime that you feel like definitely needs another season? Comment below and let me know. And stay tuned, I have a bunch of videos coming your way. I got some movie reviews like Earth to Echo and Tammy. I got a new video on We Live Film, which will probably be at the end of this description, so go check that one out. And also, I have an anime review next Tuesday and a new top 10 list next Wednesday. So stay tuned for all of those. And until then, guys, hit that subscribe button if you're new to my channel. Welcome to the Black Critic Guy. Like this video if you really enjoyed it. And I'm Tony Watt II, the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace, YouTube.